Come to think of it, why did I start enjoying motorcycles? I never ever thought that I would be riding a motorcycle when I was younger. So sorry that I haven't been posting a motovlog for I think what, 2 weeks, 1 week, I can't remember. But I just recovered from a few days of hay fever. I got food poisoning, and a bit of update, I passed my second test on the open class motorcycle license, so I'm well on my way to obtaining the full license. So to answer the question that since when did I have a fascination with motorcycles and wanted to ride them, I think it started as a little boy. My first exposure to motorcycles was probably those 1/12 scale Tamiya models that my dad used to build as a young man, and probably also the photos of him on his dirt bike when he was younger. I mean, now he's an old man and he rides a Honda Shadow 400, which is a cruiser. But as a young man, he used to ride motorcycles quite a lot. We'll talk about it quite a lot as well. Also, as a kid, growing up, I was a huge gamer, and one of the games I actually liked a lot was Road Rash. Originally, I started playing it on my cousin's Sega Saturn. Then I eventually got a copy of my own on the Windows 95. So it was one of my favorite games. I used to be a gamer. I played a lot of games, but I didn't have a lot of them because back then computer gaming was a luxury. Couldn't afford to get so many games. So I loved racing games, but Road Rash and its motorcycle racing was probably like one of the main things I played as a child. As I grew up, I never did think that I would end up commuting or even being interested in motorcycles. I was your typical Chinese boy growing up to learn that, oh, motorcycles were dangerous, you shouldn't ride motorcycles, you should get a car. Then as a teenager and a young adult, okay, I would technically still be considered a young adult by Western terms, but I mean technically in my late teens, I would learn that, you know, a car wouldn't be really economically or financially feasible. So I thought I would live the rest of my days commuting by bus. It was only after I went into the army and got posted to the other end of the island. I mean, Singapore is just an island, it's a small island state, it's not very far commuting distance wise, but well, it may be first world problems, but sad to say I hated having to travel for 2-3 hours back and forth from my camp on the weekends. And considering that, you know, your life is stripped and you have to stay inside a camp for fucking 5 days a week with no outside contact, no entertainment to speak of, boredom. They're wasting 6 hours every weekend trying to get back and forth from your place, back and forth from camp. It really sucked. That's when I really wish that I had a vehicle of my own. And that was when I started dabbling in the idea of getting a motorcycle. So I didn't really get that motorcycle license until I, you know, got released from the military and went into university and had a lot more time to pursue that license. So initially that whole license and getting my first bike, the FZ16, was purely practical. I just wanted to get to places fast and efficient, because I mean, if you worked out the cost at that time when taxes were low and the prices of bikes were cheap, technically over the span of 10 years, the cost of taking public transport outweighed the cost of getting a cheap motorcycle. So it was purely practical, and I didn't really enjoy the riding aspect of it until like probably 1 year later, when I started, you know, hanging out with the Singapore FZ16 club. Of course, I don't really hang out with them much anymore because I'm not into group rides a lot. But I did have a newfound joy in riding motorcycles, and it got even more fun when I got into motovlogging, where you could, you know, like interact with an online community of people, you know, people who enjoy motorcycling for the recreational aspects of it, you know, people who would be enthusiastic to discuss the finer points of motorcycling. I mean, there are like any community, of course, there are the unsavory aspects of it, but overall the community was what made me enjoy riding a lot more. So here I am on my 5th year on a motorcycle, going on to my 6th year, and I've enjoyed it all this while. I may not have ridden a lot of bikes compared to, you know, people in the US or Europe, where, you know, you could ride any bike you want without needing to own it. But you know, I've ridden my share of bikes. I've been on an FZ16, YBR125, YBR250, Shadow 400, DRZ, CABF 600, and CBR 600RR, KDM 200 once. Plenty of bikes that made me appreciate the diversity in vehicles. I've driven probably a couple of cars, like a Toyota Corolla Altis, a Honda Stream, Honda Diesel. I think I took a GTR out once. But honestly, cars don't feel the same way. Cars don't have that same fun feeling. Honestly speaking, if I were to compare cars to bikes, bikes are where you feel the fun riding on it, but sometimes it's a drag to hammer on it or wrench it. But cars are the opposite. I think cars are more fun to work on as a mechanic than to drive the bloody damn thing. Looking forward, I'm hoping that maybe I could enjoy getting more into a more communal aspect of riding. Might want to round up a few more guys. I'm just waiting for the Pasir Gudang track to get back up, because that's the nearest track in Singapore. Not in Singapore, nearest track in Malaysia to Singapore, and it's currently down for renovations, and I don't really want to go to Sepang, which is in Kuala Lumpur, because it's really far and it's a waste of petrol trying to get your bike up to Kuala Lumpur just to race there. So I'm just waiting maybe the next 2 years or so, when the Pasir Gudang track is up, I'm just going to organize a track day with a couple of fellow riders, my viewers, you guys, and other motovloggers, and hopefully we'll have a nice fun day at Pasir Gudang, getting really into the zone, getting into the element, and having a lot of fun with the rest of us, you know, together. So anyway, I hope to hear from you down in the comments below. What made you interested in motorcycles? What made you want to get your license and eventually own a motorcycle of your own and start riding? I really love to hear your stories. Share them in the comments below, and I like to discuss with you on your adventures in the motorcycling world. And of course, if you enjoyed this vlog, give me a thumbs up, like and subscribe, and I hope to hear from you another day, and I'll see you next time. Peace out.